Yeah, they were, mate. I think they had we had a great night last night with them, and we'll have another good night tonight with the rest of the boys that weren't that just got down today, and I hope they are proud of the effort. Ugly win, but certainly we scrambled our way back to 2 points there tonight.
Yes, you sort of said you had to win it for yourselves, but do you think that their presence sort of helped the side too?
Yeah, absolutely. I just said that to them as well. You know, we knew what we knew how important the game was. You knew how desperate they would be, where they are on the table and the points they're on. I knew they'd be really desperate in regards to their game. We got away on them a little bit in the first half, and we probably weren't ruthless enough in the first half. I believe. I thought we kept inviting them back into the fight, and in the second half, you know, we were very ruthless in defence. We didn't have any field position with the footy, but it gave us. I think it gave us some good education about hanging in the game and winning a real tight one.
How much did you take out of that, given you had next to no field position in that second half?
Yeah, you take a lot out of it from a defensive point of view. I think maybe it was, you know, sometimes I judge the boys off a lot on how I feel or think, and I reckon we tightened up a bit in the first half. In the second half, we tightened up a little bit. We didn't have good field position, and you're tending to taking a little bit more one out, and it was pretty greasy conditions, although they handle it very well when they were shifting the ball on us. But I take a lot out of it in regards to how we won the game, because or what it took to win the game.
Dunamis Louis scored his first try for the club, first in 5 years. How state's he right now?
Very. All the boys just congratulated him then in the change rooms, and it's nice for Dunamis. He's had a wonderful season so far. He's been one of our best.
Gave Aiden a rap last week. Was tonight just, I guess, a continuation of his form?
Yeah, I believe so. Especially the start of the game, I thought he controlled our ruck attack really well, and he's got a good combination with Josh when they're working to the plan and the little processes we're putting in place. And then his desperation on the end there with that tackle that on our right-hand side of the field. Actually, I thought it was left, but it was on the right-hand side of the field, where the ball bounced over his head and he had to make a desperate tackle. It was a wonderful save. I mean, they scored there, and it's a different 4 or 5 minutes at the end of the match.
Do you think he's playing with a bit of fire in the belly, considering the half situation next year?
What?
Do you think Aiden's playing with a bit of fire in the belly, considering the half situation next year?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
You're not meant to have favourite players as a coach, but it must really hearten you having Nickel Klokstad at the back there this season.
Yeah. He's been a revelation, hasn't he, Chance? Jared a trainer come running off the field because he heard a crack and he thought he broke his leg over in the far corner. So that would have put a bit of dullness on the occasion, but it wasn't, fortunately. But he's a tough kid. And I constantly talk to him about just looking after the little things in his game. There's areas of his game we're working on it, training to improve, and he's gradually doing that. But he's a better player today than where he was game 1 this year, and he'll just keep building on that. And he's a credit to coach. He's a very professional young man, and he's a credit to coach and to have as a Raider.
Great surprise. Papa was obviously huge off the bench. Was that, again, just managing his minutes coming out of Origin?
He's just playing different minutes at the moment. Different stages of play. I'm looking after him and Jack at the moment through the week with their loads, and it's not so much as just about today or last week. It's about 3 or 4 weeks down the track when I just want to make sure they're physically okay. It can be mentally tiring as well, Origin, and both guys have had different results from the outcomes. Just look after their loads, and with Josh, he'll be back starting soon. But I'll leave a lot of that to the boys too.
You appreciate having Josh come off the bench as he did. He provides that energy sort of just before and after half time that obviously was lacking during a couple of those close losses recently.
Yeah, I spoke to our bench about that, and I think our bench were a lot better today. We sat down and just talked as a group about the job that they have, and it's a different part of the game. It's a different style of game when you're going on, when you're used to starting, and but I thought tonight they did a lot better job than previous in regards to keeping the intensity that was started.
I guess Sears form sort of helps you do that as well.
So yeah,
Yeah,
his last 2 weeks, the way he started, been high energy, and he wants to start. As I said, I talked to Papa and Nams and Sia, and they tell me which way we should be going at times, and it's a great help for a coach when you got players like that wanting to assist in regards to making in decision making.
How good do you feel when Josh Hodgson strips that ball as often as he does?
As good as you. I know you're a Raiders man. It's an art. He reminds me of Alfie Langer. Alfie was amazing in that too. I think they changed the rules because of Alf. What were you going to say?
That was literally the same question.
Yeah.
Just obviously, times when you needed something, Josh turned up, and gave you an extra set out of nowhere that you didn't think that you'd have, and probably helped you hold on, I guess, in the second half.
Yeah, it changes momentum. It's a big shift, and it's a. I think we gave a penalty away as tackle 2, might have been play 2, where Josh got the strip, and it certainly changes momentum very quickly.
After Mal Meninga, is Josh Hodgson the best signing this club's ever made of an established player?
Well, I think there's been a number of great signings at this club, and the best thing about this football club is the mateship, and there's no egos. We've got Mal Meninga's probably the greatest player that's ever played at this club. He's an immortal, and I got Josh Hodgson's obviously a wonderful signing, but his game, the way his game's improved, and the status he's got in the game through his performances and consistent performance, his contribution is enormous to our team. He's a great part of our backbone, and it's been very evident over the course of the last 24 hours. There's so much mateship at this club. There's no egos, and guys that help the Bradley Clydes and Laurie Daly's, the Stevie Wilders, Glenn Laris's, the guys around them that I played with, the O'Sullivans, Dean Lance, Gary Coyne, Brent Todds. Todd is international, but we had so many people who've played for this club that have done so much for it, as much as the Mals and the Lauries and the Brads. We all see one another very, very equally. Thank you.